Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Learn World. Today I am here with executing a new playlist for KSET preparation, that is Karnataka State Eligibility Test, and I am going to cover only a first paper from the KSET from all the subjects. Means first paper is general paper, and this paper is common to all the subject candidates. So first paper includes almost totally 10 units, and 10 units are with different knowledge. So what is how it's going to be helpful in clearing the KSET? Because as we know that total we have 300 marks. In that 50 questions from the first paper, that is each unit carrying 5 questions and each question carrying 2 marks. So total 50 questions, that is 100 marks, and 100 questions from subject from, that is our our own subject, that is 100 questions, that is 200 marks. So total 300 marks. So in that uh, eligibility is not going to be fixed, but around if you cover almost 50% of our total marks, that is 150 marks, then there is maybe be a possibility of clearing the KSET examination. So in this video I am going to cover only the syllabus regarding the first paper in KSET, no, sorry, means general paper, first paper from the KSET examination. So as I told, the first paper is covering about 10 units, and each unit having a different knowledge. So we'll start the unit 1, that is teaching aptitude. So what is teaching aptitude? So teaching aptitude is the psychology of the candidate is the main topic of this section. The sole purpose of this section is to I will edit for some purpose, so it will looks clearly. And okay, the psychology of the candidate is the main topic of this section. Means the student psychology power is going to be tested. How that person, how student, how candidates are psychologically eligible to be a lecturer, teacher in any colleges. The sole purpose of this section is to determine how well prospective instructors understand the nature of teaching and the learning tools available to them. So means in this, how we are in teaching aptitude, we need to learn how to teach to a students, that may be a small childrens to a adolescents. So how there is a different teaching methods. Means if we are dealing in any class, then how to deal with those students. If they are getting some creating some noise, then how we are going to handle them. If they are giving a good answer, then how we are going to support them. So all these things will going to be covered in teaching aptitude. This section includes important topics such as teaching concept, means what are the concept of teachings, and objectives. So objective means we are teaching now, I am teaching here. What is my objective? My objective is to deliver a syllabus regarding the general paper, that is first paper. So my objective is to on the learner, whoever watching this video, they must and should understand completely about the KSET paper on, that is general paper, about general paper. So here my objective is to uh, teach you all the uh, syllabus of a first paper. And learner characteristics means any student is learning, then what are those characteristics of a particular learning students. For adolescents, that is kids, and to adults means younger people, how they differ, how the student is different from another student, and support systems for teachers. So all this is going to be covered in teaching aptitude. As I told, some simple questions like they may be asked. For example, now you are going to deliver a class. So in that, if some students or a particular, so one particular student is creating a noise, then what you do? You are going to hit him. You are going to make creating violence? No. Then what to do? Then we need to do, call him out of this class, or to the office room, and we have to ask him what is the actual problem he's facing in learning, why he is creating the noise in class. So we need to deal with the simple terms, with the peaceful, and with the simple questions. So these all this is going to be covered in teaching aptitude. And in our second unit is research aptitude. This is a very important one. As the name suggests, research means how the research things is going to be acquired by the student, acquired by the candidate is going to be covered in unit 2. As its name implies, the goal of this section is to evaluate the candidate's knowledge and research abilities. This should be extremely simple for most of the candidates, since the majority of you have experience of writing your own research papers for graduate and postgraduate studies. Research, as its name, in this we are going to cover research and its meaning, types of research, characteristics of research, methodology, as well as research methods like experimental, descriptive, historical, qualitative, and quantitative research are important topics in this section, going to be covered for KSET preparation. Research aptitude is the very important one. Means why it is necessary, because in if you become a teacher, then nothing will be impossible for a teacher. If you give any new concept, he have to analyze it, he have to learn it, he have to learn himself by looking into some printed material or online, whatever the things, he have to learn himself and have to acquire knowledge from those materials. So for that purpose research is important. So in this second unit, that knowledge from the candidate will be means they will be characterized by analyzed by the student. And the third unit is comprehension. In this section, the candidate will give a passage on which questions will be based. Candidate must attentively read the passage and answer the questions. Candidates who thoroughly read the information will obtain full score for this unit. A fundamental grasp of grammar will be highly beneficial. This is comprehension. In this, we are going to be one passage like a one bit of page of like a story, and they will ask some questions on based on that passage. So it is going to be easy to those people who know grammatic, who is good in grammar, in English grammar. So who are good in English grammar, they can crack the comprehension, that is passage, and easily and answer the questions very well. There is giving on passage and some questions based on it. The answer is hidden in that passage. We need to find those answers and can answer all these questions. And total 5 questions going to be asked also from comprehension, 5 from the research aptitude, and 5 from the teaching aptitude. And the next one is communication. In this also, there are going to be 5 questions going to be covered in the KSET examination. In this section, the applicant's understanding of the channel and communication system is examined. This section also include a thorough examination of various communication channels and techniques. Communication, it includes meaning of the communication, types of communication, and what are the characteristics of communications. Maybe verbal and non-verbal communication, classroom communication, barriers to communication, mass media and society, etc. These some significant topics helpful for KSET. Here it is a GSET or preparation from this section for the KSET examination. Communication means how we are going to talk. Now I am talking directly, means it is my verbal communication. We are words. I am expressing my theme, my content in the form of words, and some non-verbal forms may be action communication. In the action, I am going to tell what I am feeling now. So classroom communication. In classroom, how we are going to communicate with the students. And barriers of communication. What are the barriers? Means what are the problems that are facing in communication with one person to another person, or teachers to student. For example, noise, maybe a noise is a barrier. Like we are teaching here, but there is a noise outside of our class or inside of our class, and that may be a software issues. Like now I am delivering my this video through the YouTube, means I am recording here. If my recorder is not good, then there may be a barrier to my communication. The mass media means sending the I'm recording a single video, and it will going to be reached to all the people who is listening them. So mass media communication, society, all these things, how they are going to be happen are covered in communication unit, and there are total 5 questions, total 10 marks. And next one is mathematical reasoning and aptitude. This one is very important. The unit has certain difficulties. As a result, it's imperative to study the questions carefully if you want to succeed. Means we need to study, we need to read the questions very carefully because the answer is hidden in the questions itself. So if you read the question very carefully, we can get the answer very easily. The questions about seating uh, configuration in this section must always be answered by the candidate. Number series, like giving the numbers in the, for example, prime numbers like 1 comma 3 comma 5, and they'll give a dash and they'll give 9. So there is a series of prime number 1 3 5, missing number is 7, so answer is 7, because 1 3 5 after 5 it comes 7, and 9 is not a prime number, so it may be a 11. So this one is the series. So like this number series, not only in the prime number, there may be a different series also. Letter series like ABCD from alphabets, like they will go A space A after C after E, means missing term is B, C, B, C, B, D are the missing terms, and codes means whatever the words are going to be coded in the form of other words. We need to crack them. Relationship means blood relations, like how the one person is related to another in respect to their names, like mother, father, grandfather, grandchildren. Means they are going to ask, giving a indirect questions like these persons are related with each other, then this person how is going to be related to that person. And fractions means numbering terms. Time and distance means like train problems, like if the any train is running in a speed of 40 km per hour, then how much time it is required to cover for how much time it will going to take to reach 80 kilometer, like that. And ratio and proportions, how much ratio, how much proportions of quantity. Percentage means they are asked they are maybe ask easy questions, maybe difficult one, in the form of like if we consider 500 as a there is a number like a 1000. 1000 is a 100%, then what is the 25% of 1000? That means it is a 250. But is a important means simple one. They will ask some complicated one. Profit and loss, how much profit, how much loss. Interest, that is simple interest, compound interest, etc. And few are the important questions going to be covered sorry, in mathematical reasoning and aptitude. Now next one, logical reasoning. This one is also important because here the in the exam or examination going to be find what is the logical level of the candidate. This section of the exam has a good number of questions, at least 6 to 7, because there may be a means if the any concept is simple they will decrease them, and this one is important so they will increase to 6 to 7. The same rules as a previous unit are in place. Success depends on carefully reading and comprehending the questions. Candidates must dedicate 5 to 10 minutes as per day, in addition to having read extensively on their major parts. Means we need to read more than, means we are reading all these remaining units, but this unit requires more time. Analogies and Venn diagrams, like they are giving the tables and they are going to tell them convert the given table in the Venn diagrams. Assessing and differentiating deductive and inductive reasoning, how going to be, and arguments, forms and structures, modes and figures, formal and informal language is used, connotations and denotations, and classical reasoning are all important topics are going to be covered in logical unit, and it may cover up to 6 to 7 questions, or around 12 to 14 marks. Now next sixth one is data interpretation. It is very important one, man, and very simplest from all these 10 units, because in data interpretation they just give us the data, like in the in the form of table, in the form of pie chart or a bar graph, whatever in the form they are giving in the form of these things, like a table or a pie chart or bar graph. And they will ask some questions like a percentage, profit and loss, and whatever. So even though it take a time, the unit is rather simple, very simple. As you may aware, once the relationship between the data is established, it is just a simple computation. The DI problem cannot be resolved quickly. Remember that each question in this section is worth the same amount of marks. So don't spend your time on anyone. So it has equal marks. So we are not going to only struck on a single question. If it is a very complicated one, then leave it and move to the next one. Sources, acquisition and classification of data, quantitative and qualitative data, graphic representation, data, governance, etc. are some of the noteworthy topics covered in this section. So this is very important one and easiest one. Here we are going to grab more marks as compared to other units. Now we'll move to next one, unit 7, information and communication technology, ICT. This one is completely refers to technology and computers. The modern era of pervasive computers and mobile devices, means mobile computers and mobile devices which are not going to be fixed or mobile devices. They can move from one place to another place like our mobile phones. This section shouldn't give you too much trouble. You will be ready to take on this section if you look up the most recent phrases of our computers and their accessories. General abbreviations, intranet, email, conferencing, digital initiatives in higher education, ICT, that is information and communication technology, and governance, and general abbreviations are a few important topics are going to be covered in ICT, that is information and communication technology. This one is also very easy one, because if you know the technology, computer, devices, gadgets very well, email and internet, web servers, websites, how they are going to work, then this one is the very important and very easiest one to those candidates. Next we'll move to next one, people united, people development and environment. This section covers various subjects including environmental, cultural, regional, national and international issues. I mean, it is like a uh, related to areas that in this particular area, how the people are living, what are their characteristics and how they are different from other places. However, this unit primarily topics include climate change, the environment, the sustainable development, what are the rules for the climate, how the businessmen peoples, uh, industrialist have to follow the some rules for the environment. This section must visit topic in the current submits on the environment issues. And the last one is higher education. So this one is the very important one, because now you are going to facing the KSET examination, means you are eligible for the higher education, means you are eligible to degree college students, or maybe it may be PG students. So higher education is very important to understand. Here your knowledge of your duties as a professor, like as a lecturer, as a professor within a college or a society at a large will be put into exam. The main emphasis of this section is on the historical importance of learning, educational institutions and learning programs. The institution of the higher learning is ancient India. The development of higher education in India after independence, oriental, conventional and unconventional learning courses, values and environmental education policies, governance and administrations are the some important sections, the main important highlights of the higher education system. So these are all so it also contains the 5 marks, total 10 marks. So we have discussed a total of 10 units, and each question may more or less going to be covered about 5 questions. So total 50 questions, and each question carries 2 marks, so it becomes 100 marks. So this is the complete syllabus, that what are the things going to be covered in a particular unit of the KSET examination. And in the next we are going to be include the step some of the previous year question papers, how they have asked on the paper one, how they are going to ask the questions on teaching aptitude, research and remaining units also. So we will discuss also what are the some questions and what are their meanings, and how they are going to attend, how to attend it, how this answer is different from others, and how they are going to be making more difficulties year by year. So these all things going to be covered in next video. And if you want to attend KSET examination, then please follow my channel Learn World. If you have any doubts and any comments, the doubts, then please comment on the video links. Thank you.